Hey everybody, Michael Snyder here, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is August 14th, and right now we are looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. Check out the ridge over the area right now. It's going to get squashed and eventually pushed out of the region here as we get towards the end of this week, but we have a few very warm and downright hot days here across the region. Before we get to that point, we'll take a look at what the weather models have to say about that potential troughing coming up here and just how warm we're going to get here across the region. This is looking at temperatures yesterday, Western Washington. Look at Quileute all the way up to the Washington coast. A little bit of offshore flow, 97 degrees. Very warm down towards Hoquiam and Aberdeen there as well. Quinault Reservation. SeaTac, I think, clocked in at 89 degrees yesterday. It might have gotten 90 somewhere around some of the Seattle metro here. But you can see as you go a little bit further south out of Olympia, you got 100-degree readings showing up here at times. So, yeah, and another very warm day today. Probably actually warmer across some of the area. Most likely headed 90-plus here for SeaTac today. Check out Oregon pushing 100 degrees in the Willamette Valley. Medford 106 down there. And look at Tillamook and Astoria over 90 degrees. And we're going to warm up again dramatically here across the region today. This is looking at SeaTac 89, 11 degrees above average. No precipitation, none in sight right now, but we do have some troughing potential here as we look through the extended forecast. More on that here in a moment. Vertically integrated smoke. This is the HRRR high resolution model, Washington, Oregon. Check out the Bedrock Fire, Sourdough Fire, Eagle Bluff Fire out there, continuing to bring some smoke across the area. And you can see a little bit of that offshore flow component. We may bring a little bit more across the Puget Sound as we go through the day today. Doesn't look like too extreme here, but better chances across the Willamette Valley, the Central Oregon Cascades. You guys know the drill. If you smell that smoke out there, you know what it's from. It's these wildfires burning. It's not as bad as it can get there here, folks. And we have some pretty prolific fire danger here coming up over the next couple of days. We'll take a look at some of the wording on that here in a moment as well. And if you want a nice affordable home weather station to record a lot of this weather here, it does a lot of things. It detects lightning. It's got an ultrasonic anemometer. It'll tell you when it starts raining at your house. And it's got a UV index sensor on it as well. And it's got a great smartphone app. So highly recommend this station. I'm going to be shipping one out to somebody here in Forks, Washington. You can see we've got kind of a lack of coverage here across some of Northwest Washington, looking to fix that. And you can see across the Seattle metro doing pretty well here out towards Port Angeles. Also, you can click on any one of these individual stations and check out the temperature and all kinds of data from other people out there as well. Now take a look here, Monday, August 14th, Medford, Oregon, 76% chance of eclipsing 110 degrees. Roseburg, about a 40% chance here as well. So very warm across some portions of southwest Oregon. And look at the excessive heat warning. You've got red flag warnings, heat advisories, small craft advisories out there for some of the coastal areas. But the big story here is the red flag warning. So watch out. Things are very flammable out there, and definitely all the way out to the coastline is included in some of those red flag warnings. So just be careful we don't start any fires here. And this is looking out. I actually clicked on this for the Olympic Peninsula here in Washington. High potential for large plume-dominated fire growth. This is in western Washington, western Oregon here. So dry and unstable air mass here, and you could get some active fire behavior if it does get going. Low relative humidity here, and just enough to wind to kick things around. Very warm temperatures here as well. And this exists for much of western Washington and western Oregon today. And this is day two, kind of introducing some isolated dry lightning strikes down into southern Oregon as we go on in through tomorrow. This is looking at 500 millibar heights. You can see the ridge over the area. This is yesterday afternoon's European run. Put it in motion. You can see the ridge trying to hang on here as we go through the week and to keep us pretty warm. But then the troughing starting to show up here. And yeah, it hangs out for a while too. As we go on through next week, you can continue to see the troughing. Definitely no heat dome here across Pacific Northwest as this extends all the way out through the 15-day period here. So we'll watch that one coming up here. It can still change, but great news here for people who do not like the heat across Pacific Northwest. And this is looking at Portland. A few more warm days before that potential trough's arrival here. And look at some of these temperatures on the European, pressing 105 plus here today. The GFS, I think, showed 109. We'll look at that here in a moment as well. Another very warm day Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday before we start that cool off as we move towards the weekend. Look at Portland and the GFS today, 109, and another very warm day tomorrow before we start that gradual cooling decline here. This is looking at the wet bulb globe temperature here. So this takes into account, the sun's angle, the dew point temperature, and things like wind speed and whatnot out there. But yeah, we are in extreme territory here for some of the Willamette Valley. So heads up, if you're out during peak heating time, be very careful out there. You can exhaust your body, get some heat related illnesses quite easily. This is Seattle, probably headed towards a 90-degree day today. I think the European underdoing this a little bit here, but you can see that very warm temperatures extend through Thursday, and then that cool down starts back down towards seasonable. Check out the GFS going for 93 today, 95, 91. So you could have a little run of 90-degree days here for SeaTac through Wednesday, and then Thursday another very warm day before we start that cool down. And I just noticed as I woke up this morning, it was still 70 degrees in my house at 5:30 a.m. So yeah, very warm overnight lows there as well. So a little bit unseasonable on that side of things. This is looking at SeaTac. You can see we're going to be headed towards the moderate risk there. So not as extreme as the Willamette Valley, but still very warm days, probably headed at least through Thursday coming up here. This is Astoria. Another very warm day today on some of the coastal areas as well. As you can see, probably headed above 90 degrees again here on the European before that cool down starts. And then Hoquiam, Washington, a similar picture there. Moses Lake, Washington, Eastern Washington, check it out. Very warm the next few days. And yeah, and maybe the cool down coming here as we go through the weekend. Cross your fingers for that. This is for that Moses Lake, Washington out there. You can see the extreme values and the potential for high values here for the next 4 days as well. And we looked at the smoke there. Let's check out the 850 millibar temperatures here, though. And we can kind of look to see what pattern is coming. You can see the very warm conditions over top of us here at 5,000 feet. Very warm air. But here comes the cavalry. They got the trough setting up shop here as we go through the later portions here and definitely cooling us down and keeping any threat of a heat dome at bay as we go through the extended. We'll go through that one more time. This would be about Tuesday afternoon here. There's Wednesday afternoon. One more warm day here on Thursday. And then as we go through Friday, you can kind of see the cool down start to arrive here in the upper levels of the atmosphere here. Start to get some onshore flow going. Definitely going to keep things a bit more seasonable as we head towards the end of the week and towards the weekend, at least if you believe the models right now. But good thing is we don't have any more signs of any heat domes here across the region. This is looking at the European versus the GFS. We've been doing this the past few days now, and you can see the ridge hanging on here as we go through Thursday. But remember what it showed yesterday? The European actually kind of gave in. It gave in to what the GFS was saying. Now it's bringing that stronger trough with it as well. So every once in a while, the GFS can be the better model here. Sometimes it happens. The European had this trough swinging by much further northeast yesterday, and now you can see pretty good model agreement as we look out towards 130 hours. This would be Saturday morning, upper level low over California. Troughing setting up over the Pacific Northwest. Could bring some precipitation chances, some thunderstorm chances for the higher terrain. We'll watch that as we go day by day, but look at this troughing kind of hang on with both models here as you go on in through the extended forecast. Definitely a big switch here from the ridge that we have over the area currently. This is 6 to 10 day. This comes in after the heat wave here. So you're looking at the 19th through the 23rd here, much more towards average conditions across the Pacific Northwest and above average conditions here with that upper level low spinning some moisture back up over us and the troughing coming on here through this period as well. We should be getting an update here with the drought monitor here over the next couple of days as well. But you can see a lot of Washington and Oregon are under a moderate or severe drought here. The yellow is abnormally dry. A little bit of portion here across central Washington that shows nothing, but that may be changing here as well. Same thing with southeast Oregon also. But yeah, it can be worse here, but it's not good to see the drought around the region here. This is looking at 7-day significant fire potential. Check it out. I would just consider everything elevated at this point, at least for the next few days before we start to get that troughing back over the area and maybe help some of the conditions out here. And you can see as you go through the future here, some of the Blue Mountains and some of the areas down across southwest Oregon, they're going to have that dry lightning potential here coming up as we go through this week. So heads up for that as well. But anyway, yeah, I may go out dust devil chasing today. We'll see how that goes. If no smoke is out there, it looks like a pretty robust day for dust devils out there. Go out and fly the drone, have a little bit of fun, get some fruit there in eastern Washington, and then head home. But yeah, it's going to be pretty warm here the next few days. But the heat wave haters out there, you've got some signs of life with that trough coming up here in the future. And we might even bring some precipitation across the region here with that. We'll continue to watch that troughing day by day. So anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.